Raise your horns high and let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Feel the rush, let the loudness grow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. That's growing all over me. Yeah, I got that wicked sensation. You know that's all I ever need when I get down on my knees. Got that wicked sensation. Wicked, wicked, wicked. How you shake this bump soul. Oh, how you shake it.
Oh, well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, that is Lynch Mob with Wicked Sensation exclusively here on your classic metal wrap-up show. And, you know, time just keeps flying on by here at the CMS Wrap-Up Show. And here is my co-host, a man that knows something about flying all around and everything, and apparently having storms out in the Oklahoma area. My co-host, Mr. Angry Andrew. How are you, Andrew?
How we doing, sir?
You got a good transmission over your stormy conditions, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's been a little bit of a break, and we have a lot of topics to cover. One of the topics we're going to bring right up out of the gate is some CMS. Some of the things I did listen to the CMS of last week that, we need to dive further into because sometimes they say things on the show that make no freaking sense, ladies and gentlemen. And one of these things that my brother, I do love my older brother Wendell. He is the he's the man that started everything that we have here at the CMS. And no shuck and drive with Wendell, that's for sure. So we're gonna come right over here, ladies and gentlemen, and bring this to you because this needs to be brought to you. Hold on, it's right there. We are going to go into this one here. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother Wendell, he made this proclamation on the show recently on the CMS that George never flies, ladies and gentlemen, which means that George Lynch must climb upon a water-bearing vessel and head across the seas when he played those shows back in 2016 with Japan. Right, Andrew?
I mean, how else was he getting there?
I think he has toured internationally before, has he not? Has he not been to Europe and England before, even with Dawkins or with Lynch Mob in the past?
Well, we'll put it this way. Beast in the East is called that for a reason. Live in Japan 95 is called that for a reason.
So Wendell wants you guys to believe that George does what you see here in the image, that throws the old axe on the watercraft and starts paddling across the ocean blue. What I'm thinking, Andrew, is that in reality, if you talk to George Lynch and sat him down, he would tell you that he would prefer to drive. And when he's playing gigs across the United States, the Continental, he's going to climb in his van with his wife and go enjoy the sights and sounds on the drive and prefers to travel that way. And but to say that he doesn't fly at all, which is what my brother Wendell was saying on the CMS, which don't you think that's a story told to him by his dear friend Donnie D?
Oh, of course. I mean, where else would he be hearing that from? And we all know that Don likes to steer the narrative, like a few people we're going to talk about tonight.
Absolutely. So we're just going to start with that little lovely tidbit that Neely was proclaiming George can't fly. Well, I think the wording was can't fly, won't fly. He's not going to do that. So And he also made claims that Don is the comedian in Dawkins, not George. You believe that, Andrew?
Well, I mean, uh, no, I don't.
So, yeah, I think George is even doing stand up these days. And I think that was brought up. And that's, again, because he's funny. I'm not saying Don can't weave a good tale once in a while, but I think Don is by far more the curmudgeon than George. Wouldn't you agree with that too, Andrew?
Yeah, what I was gonna say is I think Don thinks he's funny, but I think that what's funny about Don isn't intentional. Um, or at least what I find funny about Don is definitely not intentional. But George has that thinking man's humor. It's very dry. You have to pay attention to him, and I could see where it could fly over somebody's head, but then I might question that person's IQ as well.
Maybe fly over Wendell's head.
Rock and rollers everywhere.
Thank you, Wendell. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think when Wicked Sensation came out,
thank God Jethro Tull didn't have a record out this year.
yes, we appreciate. We also appreciate that Jethro Tull, the Peter Pan guy with the flute, didn't put out an album when George was dropping Wicked Sensation. So, moving right along, I think other CMS notes. Let me see. Oh, he was mentioning, I think, that George Lynch's singer currently in Dawkins, or I mean, Lynch Mob, was not good. But he was like really kind of banging on the guy's vocals ability or lack thereof in Neely's eyes, but didn't say jack squat about what Don sounds like these days. Well, how do you think Don sounds these days? I mean, would you rather go see George Lynch and his band and that's him singing, or would you rather go see Dawkins and with Donnie singing?
Well, who was singing in Lynch Mob?
I think it was the Latin guy again. Wasn't the dark haired guy? I think that's who I saw the video of.
All right. Because I know Andrew Friedman did a couple shows. Either way, it's going to be better than Don. Don can't sing at all. So, I mean, really, it doesn't take much to be better than Don these days.
That's probably true. Probably true. That's because, well, Don.
We got along. We were like four guys and a bit of five. We were
4 or 5 guys, however many he had in his band. But
Yeah.
Corey is for the box.
Yeah.
Thank you, Don. But he was banging on George's singer, and then that was when, somewhere in the show, in one of the segments, I was hearing Aiken again. I had mentioned this to you, Andrew, that claiming that he was spending 30 hours a week from the working on the CMS, and I was trying to tabulate those numbers because I just really didn't see how that was adding up in my mind. Now, again, maybe if he's considering the whole CMS network, and that's probably what he was referring to, and maybe I was misunderstanding, but I mean, Christopher.
Hey, fuckies!
Hey, thanks for joining in, Mr. Aiken. I couldn't imagine. I mean, I knew the 6 hours of actual airtime on the CMS. That would be the bulk of what he was doing for the actual CMS. But the other programs per se, maybe he's counting Seth or some of the other programs that he works on. I'm not quite clear, but he was saying for sure 30 hours of editing time or whatever. And if that's the case, Aiken, maybe, because I thought, again, I was telling you, I thought that that's what some of the song breaks were for, was so we could process these segments and get them ready for uploading for later on the various platforms. But how 30 hours of it would be a long time of processing, a lot of uploading. But, maybe, I don't know if he's still doing the disabled amputee podcast or whatever.
I haven't seen anything about that in a while. I know that he's putting archive stuff up on the newer channel, even though it makes no sense because the old channel's back. So, I mean,
yeah. Well, we could always say, hey,
I think it's just an
Caller,
excuse.
you're on the air.
I think it's just an excuse to make new AI graphics for old material, which we don't need that.
Yeah, and don't you think that they're just regurgitating those old segments with new commercials because they want to get new commercials and get some revenue from the old segments being regurgitated again?
Yeah, but when some of those old segments have the N word, I really don't know what sponsors are going to want to gravitate to that shit.
True, but some of those I think are still, especially on Rumble, it's the Aiken reads, right? Although he was claiming he's going to stop doing the reads. That's I think what he was saying on the thing was he was going to try. Maybe it wasn't generating the income he wanted, is what it was. But if
the condom fits on my cock, I wear it.
yes, that's basically what you should do there, Mr. Tate. Because sometimes you're looking around for Chris, and
Of course not. Christopher is too busy dabbling in moon blood, as it were.
Absolutely. So maybe that's why I was taking time out of his Moonblood missions, and he was doing 30 hours of editing for the CMS and giving Wendell 6 hours of his time on Saturday night. Once again, Aiken, we know you're watching for sure. We know you're watching because there's been veiled references before. My friend, just look at my older brother Wendell just one time on the show and say to him, here's how first you should open by looking at him and saying the one thing we all know what you want to say, which is,
Hey, fuckies!
you're only going to get 3 hours of me on Saturday night from 9 to midnight, and that's all you get from now on, Jerkstain, and condense your show. You can go play Radio DJ Wendell after, let Aiken go get his rest. 3 hours of commentary is more than enough. 1 hour segments with some, maybe they spin a tune or two while he processes, I guess, but I'm saying, no, don't be doing 5 or 8 or whatever fucking songs you're doing. Would be, I'm thinking, Aiken, you need to do that and just look Wendell in the eyes and just tell him that's definitely that's what you need to do right there. So,
and to be completely fair, Chris, if you are looking, we're not being malicious in any way towards you because, trust me, there's been a lot of private interactions over the last couple years where Evil and I definitely agree that you're the normal one of the two. We side with you. We think that you're a pretty good guy. I mean, look, you're real. You're honest. You know how to talk about things that were embarrassing in your life, and that actually goes. You're not fake. So you're the part that we enjoyed listening to on the show. And if it's winding down for even you, we understand, and nobody's gonna fault you if you don't want to be bored for 6 hours on a fucking Saturday.
well, for sure, my brother likes to spend Saturday night
Jockey around.
That's what he likes to do. He likes to jockey around on the air, and we know that his driving skills.
How Gay Man drives.
So, I mean, that's probably why Saturday nights he has nothing else to do other than be at home on the air. And then that's when he really likes to buckle down and get into his shock jock mode. And,
Helen Kilcaller, you're on the air.
He's always waiting for the next call. Now, why won't he take the call from someone who might spice it up a little bit once in a while? You know what I'm saying? Why would he not? What would be his, I don't understand why he wants to be
A little bit of shock jock humor for you fellows.
He wants a little bit of that, but he won't take the call from Mr. Tate. I don't understand why that is.
Well, I'm going to put it this way. I think the last person that called in and got through that didn't have that backdoor line is the person I'm talking to on the other side of this fucking screen. And that was well over a year ago.
I didn't realize that was going to happen, though. I didn't,
When the shit hits the fan.
I didn't know that the shit was going to hit the fan. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was going to cause this chain reaction of events.
Because it shouldn't have, but it did.
I know, and that's fucking a lot of bullshit. And Wendell, as much as we are different, we are still kin. We are brothers and just different mothers. And sometimes when I'm just hanging out, all of a sudden
Look at the hooters on that girl. Good sweet Christ.
Good sweet Christ. We both like to eyeball some hooters once in a while. But you, my friend, for whatever reason, you have these proclivities, we shall call them, for
19-year-old girl.
19-year-old girls. That's what you really like. So anyways, the CMS, it's the CMS, ladies and gentlemen. I can only get through 2 or 3 segments, then I start falling asleep on my couch, especially when they go into the reading news
like a
segments.
True dealie on the couch.
All curled up like this.
True
But
that in the Neely family mausoleum that everybody is buried in a couch that's been plastic wrapped with the body on it.
absolutely, absolutely.
That's the
That's the
ritual.
way. That's yes, because we want to when we want to lay down to rest. We want to lay down to rest for good, comfortably. I mean, so yeah, CMS, Shelly Rocks, Jackal, you guys got control of the chat room, the same old 20 people or so, Fuego, Ben Benjamin, etc., etc. Nothing to see there. Your comments are still, whatever, it's same old crap.
Same
I'm
old
good with you.
crap, sexual references between each other that like they'd never had sexual conversations with anybody under 15, and then the banana going like that during the song breaks.
Absolutely.
All
Yeah.
there
And,
is in the chat anymore. It's not fun anymore like it used to be.
and no one will tell Shelly Rocks that she's
She's number 2 or 3 prostitute in country of Kazakhstan.
there you go. That's
Well,
she's always saying that she's in Europe. I mean, that's pretty close to Europe, right? So
yes.
Jackal would walk up to her and be like,
Hello, nice to meet you.
so. Yeah, you guys keep doing what you're doing. We'll keep tuning in. We're going to tune in tomorrow night and see what they're talking about then, and we'll respond somewhere next week. Retort, so they say. I think he's that right. But once in a while, you do want to tell them people in the chat room to just
Well, it does get kind of embarrassing.
yeah. I mean, so moving right along now, we'll go ahead and just throw this into the. We have some. Before we get into the broader news that we know everyone has been talking about over the last week to 10 days, which is activities in the Monster Rocks cruise, and we will go through all of that because I have quite a bit to show about that. We're going to go through some other news and notes that came up over the wire, so to speak. Hold on, I'll put this like that. Things that we should probably share with you that you're maybe unaware of, that some people, because if you're like my brother Wendell, you're not on social media, so you're not aware that these things actually exist. Well, let's go ahead and start down here with the where do we find that one? Oh yeah, because we had been recently talked about it. We'll just bring this up now. Old Elijah Blue is having his whatever you want to call it, problems of various sorts. Let's bring him back up over here. Where are you at there, Elijah? There you are. Come on, get over here, buddy. So yeah, his mom is taking over the whole estate and the loot, the almond loot that he may be inherited from his dad. Who knows? Obviously, though, like I was telling you, that if you look in the comments, they're all anti-Greg. That Greg and his dad being an alcoholic and a cocaine user is why he's so fucked up. And no one ever bothers, other than me and a couple other guys, 2 or 3 other guys in the comments will say, what about his mom? Fucked up his mom is, right? So, I mean, like, not only is she fucked up, I think, but she raised the fucking other kid all fucked up. In my opinion, So interesting that she's going for the conservatorship over her gravely disabled son, Elijah Blue. So, and like I point out to the people in the comments, which they hate the women. Let's just be straight. I'm not going to lie to you guys. The women that stand up for Cher and want to just immediately slam Greg Allman as not being a good dad. I say, well, what about his older brother, Devin Allman, who's completely fine on tour playing the Allman Betts music with Dwayne Betts, Sticky's son. They basically are like Allman Brothers Jr. and out touring and doing the shows. And I don't hear anyone saying Devin's got drug or alcohol problems or issues. So it's not all of Greg's kids. It's one of Greg's
But
kids.
think about the kid from him that is having problems, and then the one from Sonny Bono the one from Sonny Bono.
So weird that they're doing the conservatorship for the loot on that. So we'll move around and see what else we have here. Recent news is that there was someone climbing on the sphere, ladies and gentlemen, and I believe we have figured out the culprit. He was taking a look around for Lars, since Metallica is going to be playing in the sphere soon. He was making sure that the structure was sound. You know, ET's the kind of guy he's, you know, not going to leave any stone unturned. So unfortunately, he wasn't aware that you're not allowed to just climb up there and go walking across the top of the sphere. So there, again, the news footage was getting him. So let's see here. Scott Ian, who's you know, always too busy to sign autographs for his fans, not too busy to congratulate Pearl, Meatloaf's daughter. Although you explained to me that not Meatloaf's real daughter, but adopted daughter.
That would be Meatloaf's Miranda.
Yeah, stepdaughter type of situation.
Because man, his
so
real daughter looks fucking just like him, like on the back cover of Bat Out of Hell.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Pearl. You are so cool. Your birthday week has been fantastic. So much to celebrate. We get to do this. Happy birthday, baby. I love you. Now, if you climb on the bus and say, I got one of your Jackson guitars, Mr. Ian, will you sign it? It's like, I'm too busy eating PB&J. Yeah.
It's kind of funny how he doesn't sign autographs, but yet then there's video of him with Gene Simmons and shit and meeting his rock heroes, and he expects them to sign shit for him, but he doesn't do that for people that come to.
Yep. Pretty much. And I do like the Anthrax music, but I do understand that that's, you know, Charlie Benante pretty much, I think, writing the music portion of that. And then maybe Mr. Ian writing the words, my understanding, correct? The lyrics and the melodies. Not to knock him, just saying that, you know, that's what I like. And I don't really know outside of that. I don't really know that I would, if I don't, never heard good things. So I don't think I would like chilling with Mr. Yeah. I like Billy Milano better myself. It sounds like Billy Milano and them did get fucked out, the bass player, out of shit that him and Charlene, but Nante. All right, so moving forward here, other news that we can bring up again. We had discussed that Christy Crash has a, you know, big major beef going on here with his boy Sex, and we had seen the photo here of Sex without his wig and his fucking
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. $5 Walgreens grandma shades. Was he in a steam room? Is that what he was trying to do? Is he trying to prove something that he's
I don't know, but his head is huge. And he looks like somebody, and I can't put my finger on who right now.
Maybe he was getting fucked up on tour and he was detoxing in a sweat lodge, is what I'm guessing here. And so then if you move forward in his timeline, remember there was the pissing and shitting all over the floor incident and passed out on the couch, which even this, I passed out a lot of different ways, a lot of different places, ladies and gentlemen. I used to be in my 20s, late teens, early 20s, quite the partier myself. And I even partied in third world countries and places that you would not expect someone to go get fucking wasted. And I never ended up like in this position. I mean, this is just like his legs don't even look like the one's about to break. And if I was this fucked up, I would be on this couch, laying on my back, pissing all over myself on the couch, I guess. It's leather, it's pleather, it can handle it. But anyways, Sex. So Christy, and, you know, I guess Christy compiled some of these photos over his time. So then moving forward, this is because some of us are wondering what is the exact reasons for his hatred, and now this, you know, clearly he's pinned this at the top of his profile, so we can all understand that. We should almost read it in a Christy Majors voice. For those of you new to Steve Summers Rocks. Lawsuit in which he denies we were ever partners. I will post this again, coming straight from Podball's mouth in an interview with Jason Greeny Goolbaum. People that might show up on Ghoul Tracker, ladies and gentlemen. In 2022, me and Chris have always been partners and are partners today. This is what Sex was saying. The problem is this is Christy saying, the problem is I've never received any monies that Steve has been collecting on behalf of the partnership over 5 years, people. He's been keeping it all to himself. The only monies I ever received was a check for a few $1,000s from Peacemaker's sync license, which probably Sex had no way to control. He probably wanted that too, but it somehow got over to Christy to get his share. I am entitled to 50% of everything Steve makes, which includes VIP meet and greets, merchandise sales, and half of the money is made at every show, even if it's only $100. I was left with no choice but to sue him for breach of contract and fiduciary duty. Isn't that what Bobby Blotzer likes to sue people for?
Yeah.
So yeah, that may be a. So, and then, no, there it is. There was the most recent one. I don't know about you, but I love a good colonoscopy. The deeper, the better. He's looking so.
Yikes.
Look at that. Look at that hair. Look at that line. Sleep on the flight on the way to whatever.
And how old is he again? He's like 60 something.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. Let me look it up real quick.
He's got to be early 60s, though, right? Late 50s.
Right, because I want to make a point about
a decade over me for sure.
Ego jerk off, but I got to say this. So, Steve Sex Summers.
Blotzer probably thinks he's
extremely crooked slime ball.
Okay, 58.
All right, there you go, Sex. You're exactly a decade older than me. That's
man to man, me to you.
all right. Well, Christy Crash Majors says that Sex is not.
You fly straight or you fly crooked. Because doing what you're doing with this, it's not flying straight.
Not flying straight, ladies and gentlemen. So he needs to get that straightened out. Lately, or recently, I was telling Andrew I was at the gas station and I saw my stepfather, ladies and gentlemen. Evil Senior was heading in for a couple of pack of smokes, and a couple of tall cans of cold brew, Natty Boh, as the real Jeff Tate would say, from the Maryland areas. He was drinking with Doghouse. Natural Bohemian. I think they call it some rot gut beer. Anyways, that's what Evil's stepdad likes to drink out here on the West Coast. So we're gonna get to this in just a minute. We'll go back if there's anything else there. Oh yeah, that's right. Beetlejuice was mentioning that he's reopening the Straight Hormuz. Gas going to be down a couple bucks. He also recently announced that he's going to be commissioner for the NFL draft, where he's going to make a couple picks, as he likes to say. Make a couple picks. So thank you, Beetle. I was telling Andrew I missed this show. I was one day late. I had a gig the next night, and for some reason I didn't catch it. It was the Thursday before that. I wanted to go see these chicks do Black Sabbath. I thought it would be kind of cool, and there was apparently some chick doing female Osby. But I kind of mostly I really wanted to just go eyeball this number here, right here in the red hair. I think this is the one I just want to see what she was up to. But that's the that's what might motivate me to go see a show. You never know. So we'll keep moving along here. There's Sex. Oh yeah. So our boy Sepp and your boy Ferentinos, I say our boy, meaning we're fans of Sepp, is gonna drop a solo album. And the only thing I was telling Andrew is I was a little bit off with the title. I think the Dog Mob just sounds kind of. The song was good that I heard, but
the song was good.
Yeah, I believe there was some others. Let me see if I can find it here. Let's go back up here real quick, people. We'll scroll through some of these. Oh, yeah, there he is. He's in the studio working on stuff. Dog Mob 2026. There's him and the old Matty on the bass. Matty T. And caught in the vocals for the tracks, looks like. Working on some stuff. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to at least hearing more from the album and what they've... Sound like there was going to be some other players besides Eric's on guitar, though, wasn't there? Someone else doing solos or something? Yeah.
Yes, there's going to be some guests on there that they'll announce as time gets closer.
That should be good. All right. So also, I forgot to mention that Christy Crash has a book. I didn't know that myself. I was scanning that on his thing, the lipstick, hairspray, and power. I wonder if there's some dirty tales about old sexy boy in that one. Here's some guys who are aging much better than Don Dawkin, although at least these two are in the same general age range.
Yeah.
And this one's even had some serious health problems, but he still looks way better, sounds better, plays better, has both working hands.
Yeah.
And this one definitely plays guitar better and seems to be aging better. So Don, get it together, Don. You don't have
I
to.
can't.
age.
I'm crippled.
Those of you out there hating Roth might want to consider the fact that he's going out on tour regardless of whether you like him or not. For Ruben, probably doesn't not going to like that, but there is some dates out there because there's a Portland right there for you, Rube. You want to go see Roth dance around on stage in front of his good band? His band's pretty good. His vocals are not so much.
Good. Yeah.
I think the key on the current. Here's my take on Roth. When you get him on the one-off show like M3, did pretty good. M3 is not too bad. I mean, for Roth, not saying it's good for other people, but for Roth at this age, the M3 show, if you go watch it, is not bad.
Right.
And if you caught him on this show, or maybe like I'm telling you, Rube, in Portland, he's not going to be like he will be down here. I think by the time you get into these dates, the longer, especially when you get stretches of the maze and stuff, like some of these he takes a little bit of a break and then comes back. But when he has no, like you might catch him at Sturgis, might sound good because he's had a month and a half off or whatever, a couple weeks off. When you're getting to get any dates there to be closer back to back, I would start questioning. That's, I think, when he starts taking more and more, giving you the skibbity bop and the hand stuff.
Well, that Portland one's already passed now.
Oh yeah, that's true. I wonder if we should go look at Ruben's channel and see if he did any.
Maybe.
Come on, Rube. So, anyways, at least cover Roth like you would cover Hagar. I know you would go do that. So, and
No,
I
remember.
Oh,
Oh,
that's true.
sorry, I wasn't supposed to reveal that to everybody.
I don't know if you were supposed to reveal that portion.
Oh, well.
Let me check real quick. I want to see something here. I think I had an extra photo of Roth because I think there was some news about him recently that we might be able to get into if I put it in here. Let's take a hard look. Yeah, right here. Old Davey, he got rich.
Yeah, he sold his catalog.
He's probably gotten it in him. I'm thinking he got some. Because he's like 50% of the writing of those first 6 albums, right? So his 50%.
So I want to know if it's it's all other Warner Brothers, so I'm wondering if it's the whole fucking all of it.
And he's probably not making chump change. He's going out and doing them dates, ladies and gentlemen. Just letting you know, Roth's probably getting 6 figures. So, or if not, maybe just quite under a little bit there. But
probably definitely more than Don.
Yes. I mean, upper 5 figures. Let's just say that. I think Roth could walk in and say, "I need at least 50K for him even to think about going on your stage." Most people are gonna be like, "Okay." Don Dawkins gonna walk in and be like, "I need 20K." And people are gonna be like, "I got 18, I got 13," and Don's gonna be like, "Oh, okay, all right, I'll work it out with you."
All right, $5,000 and a pack of Pall Malls.
Couple of bottles of Jack.
Really, whenever they skimped on his payment that Wendell had to go square up on, they forgot to give him the cigarettes.
Yeah.
They only gave me the $10,000, Wendell. You go get that goddamn carton of cigarettes.
Yeah.
I smoked my last one on stage.
Well, I remember, I just compare things, right? And I remember that, and this is a while back, but you remember this, they mentioned all these pay grades that they had of the supposed list of what promoters would have to buy talent, right? And ZZ Top was on there from 75 to 125 or whatever their range was, but it was in that up, around 100K. I'm imagining 75 might be a little bit less than some of the smaller places they play, and they're probably asking 125K when you're asking them to go out to some one-off date at a festival that they would not normally go find their way to. My point is, if you look at the places they play, some of the casinos, the amphitheaters, outdoor shed type of places, whatever, Roth is either at the same places or very similar seating arrangements of places. So you don't think he could ask 50K? 75K himself and get it at somebody's place? I think he is probably getting it. So, and then with this, man, yeah, he's probably is feeling rich right now. And he'll have to go up there and shake around for 15 songs and let the backup band do 80% of the heavy lifting. So, hey, no hate on Roth. Go do it, Diamond Dave. No one else is going out to play those old Van Halen songs. I mean, Sammy does 1 or 2 in his show, but the rest of it is his shit. So, I just saw this and thought that, man, just the photo, I was like, because it said loudness, didn't just play at the Cure Party, they completely embraced all. This would have been, I would like to have partied with this. Not only these chicks, this era of chicks are all pretty hot, but I think the loudness guys probably could drink some of these fuckers around the table. And this was just prime crew, prime era right here for all these dudes. They were like at the peak of their powers. Who do you not see in the photo though?
Am I not seeing Mick?
Yeah. Mick is nowhere to be found.
You
I could
didn't
not. I even was trying to look back here, and I think that's his arm going up. I don't think.
Mick
I
can't
don't see
lift his arm above his head.
Yeah, I don't see Mick anywhere. No Mick. So it's true. He guessed every time they were done with something, he was just, I'm going back to Redondo Beach or Manhattan Beach or Huntington Beach or whatever beach he lived in with his house and whatever. I mean, he left it all, because I mean, there's the three, motherfuckers that are
So
obviously
wait,
all
this
out
is
with
an
stars.
actual photo, not AI, right?
No, yeah, this is an actual photo of when Loudness opened, I think, some shows
Yeah,
for
'cause I
crew.
do know that they did open for it. I've heard of that before. So let's take
Mhm.
a look at this picture and look at all those women there, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice how tame they look compared to the fucking asinine bullshit that those faux 80s girls dressed as thinking that they're authentic?
100%.
I
Yeah.
mean, the faux 80s girls tend to not realize that everything they do is very cartoonish, and it's almost in a way like the blackface of how it was back then. It's so fucking nonsensical, but they believe that it's real. They believe that, oh no, this is all authentic. It's really fucking not. And they
No.
think that everybody walked around just dressed like this all the fucking time and don't realize that regular jeans and t-shirts still existed back then and were a common norm for a lot of people.
Yeah, and unlike a lot of the faux 80s chicks on Instagram and these social medias, I look at them and feel a little bit weird looking at them because they usually look underage to me or very, trying to make
Yeah,
themselves look
those boys
underage if
back
they
then,
are.
like, it's
Let's zoom in here. These are women, dude. These are not, these
yeah.
chicks are all over 21 years old, early 20s, mid 20s. Well, they're not. I don't see a girl in here that I go, check her ID.
Yeah.
There's not. They were chicks that were of the age to go fucking get down with these dudes and have a good time. I'll get wasted on some booze, and I just like even these two right here. I'm thinking they're late 20s, might be early 30s. Maybe this one right here is early 20s, late teens, early. I don't guess 2021 though still, but yeah, back here same. Anyways, I'm just saying it didn't look like it was all sketch like the chicks on the thing made me feel like they're 16 or some
Yeah.
shit. Oh, what the fuck? Well, where's your dad? Why does he let you do that? I don't think I have any more to go that way. Let's go this way. Let's fuck around for a minute. Oh, we'll get to Ted in just a minute and we'll get to this in just a minute because clearly he wasn't having problems with everybody on this cruise and fucking
Yeah.
want to knock everybody out. Oh, sweet. So, well, we can play a couple of games here.
Oh,
Andrew.
from one docking guitarist to another.
Yeah, you have to decide. Do you want to go into the cruisy stuff, or do you want to do the who would you do real quick of our Studley
We can do the pick one because we probably have to
take a little
go to
break
a
before we
music
do
break soon
that?
anyway.
All right.
And when we
So
get to the cruise, I got a lot to say, so I'd rather not cut that up.
yeah, I kind of agree. We should go through all the stuff because yeah, there's so all right. A couple of just nonsensical things we'll do real quick before we head to that was it because there's the MO Monster Rock for next year has been announced, and if you guys look, ladies and gentlemen, apparently whatever activity was caused it on, they didn't get them removed from the next one. So,
However, I'm not seeing certain other names on there.
Saying,
and it's still to be determined. We don't know because it does say and more surprises, many more surprises.
yeah. So
Maybe, but I'm just saying right off the cuff, I'm not seeing certain other people
yeah.
that are cunts on there. I am
Yeah, I would.
Hunt, though, down at the bottom. Yeah, that would be the one.
Yeah. I would be if I'm not gonna get on a boat, but if I could, I'm okay with this. Right, I've never seen Winger, so I'd go check that out. But definitely would want to go. I've seen Tesla plenty of times. I want to go see KK's Priest. I would say L.A. Guns, Armored Saint. I'm cool with that. Mr. Bach, I'm gonna go see here in a few weeks. So obviously Eddie Trunk's got to get announced any minute because his buddy's over here. I've heard of some of these other bands, but obviously, like I never really got into Babylon 80. I never really got into Taiketo. I didn't really dive into that. So I don't know who Shotgun Mistress is, but anyways, that is going on out there. Well, we'll get to this guy in just a second and what his activity. Right. Oh, we already went on that one. Hold on, and that was up. Neely, Wendell, acknowledge your son in California. We understand that it's just a last name technicality, but he's out there. Right? It even says so on his ID tag. Pablo Neely, right there. This is not a joke, ladies and gentlemen. So, Wendell, at least call him and tell him that you're, as his namesake, that you acknowledge him.
You even got your hair cut, Wendell.
Yes.
Because your name is on the birth certificate.
Mm-hmm. And guess what his favorite band is? What do you think would be, Andrew?
Dokken.
And who's his second favorite band? This one might surprise you a little bit, but it's also going to fall in line.
Chicago.
No, but that's a good pick. That's a very good pick. Because I am the only other Neely that acknowledges Pablo, he let me know that he's really dove head first into Armored Saint. The Sandoval brothers make him feel like he's listening to his kin, his type of his people from SoCal. So So anyways, when he drives around in his lawn care truck, you might hear John Bush screaming out that window or something. So Neely, we know that not too many people have seen you in your blanket over your lap doing radio. The times that you hang out with FDR and let other kids know it's okay to have blankets over their laps too. When they don't feel good or they're cold or something's wrong with their legs, whatever the case may be.
The irony of Wendell wearing a WWF shirt is the realization that he has the same body type as Mick Foley.
I didn't realize Wendell was so religious. Oh, hold on. We're going to get to this one in just a second. We're going to get that one in a second.
Point that out because I'm actually going to explain that to you. That cross, that's the Dock and Erase the Slate cross.
Oh, I thought maybe he was going to Mass on Wednesdays and Sundays or something.
There's a close-up of that in one of Bob Nalbandian's movies, and it's the Dock and Erase the Slate cross. So he has his friend's name. It's the same cross he has tattooed on his shoulder. He has it in necklace form. So he wears his friend's name around his neck, and he has his friend's name tattooed on his arm. What does that say?
Very, very interesting.
I belong to you. He looks him in the eyes, and he goes, "Take me, Don. I'm yours."
Donnie, I got you. We were surmising that it just seems odd that around the time that Robert William Fisher disappeared, not long after this radio show host starts the CMS and this transition starts to happen. And as you look at the smug look on his face.
Yeah, because he got away with it. And look at the first.
That's what I was thinking. He got away with it. And that's why he has a hatred for women and children. Because he had to go through so much to blow the house up and burn them alive. He hit the road to Indiana where no one would recognize him, grew his hair out. See, that's all he did is grow his hair out. This is covering up all the scar and the acne stuff is because it's underneath the facial hair, ladies and gentlemen. So I think I'm wondering if my brother might not really be my brother. Maybe the
real Wendell drowned it in Lake Superior.
he took over his paperwork and the Social Security number. Started the CMS. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play a little Who Would You Do here, and I know this makes Andrew uncomfortable, but you guys need to take a hard look at this. our first option is going to be a classic era of Vinnie Vincent. Shirtless Vinnie here, 1970 something. And this is when you could have him while he's young and spry, not the he, she, Vicky in the barn doing the speed barn jams that she's been up to. This would be young, able-bodied, perfectly coiffed mustache for mustache rides. Vinny. So you'd have to choose one of these people. Now you could say, if you feel uncomfortable saying I'm a heterosexual man and I would never consider such a thing, which we both are, maybe we'll say that we're setting Wendell up for his one and only Brokeback Mountain sequence.
Wendell up, right? Or right, yeah.
So this is his big scene, Brokeback Mountain style. Wendell's going to go out camping with one of these guys. Now, some of the others I'm going to show you here, ladies and gentlemen, are a little bit more recent and older, but continuing the trend of shirtless musicians who probably shouldn't be shirtless. We have, well, this is one Andrew, I think, had mentioned to me. Ooh, good old Rudy Sarzo here. Poolside, 110 degrees. Supplied the oxygen. I guess he's to the age where he needs some oxygen to but look at that. Look at that. He's got Wendell's cross. He's going to mass.
Real cross.
All right, so that's option number 2. You got Vinnie Vincent, 1970s, or you can have Wendell bunk up with sweet Rudy Sarzo, and maybe Rudy will bang heads with Wendell, and they'll come on and feel each other's noises. Now, the next option that I had found down here, let me just find him. You could have old Bobby Rock, Bobby R. Again, what's with the old guys that like to take the shirtless pictures and really give you a show of the goods? And they're proud of it. They're looking for their moment to be shirtless and show you what they're doing. So, Wendell, you might be able to take the butt end of a drumstick on the side of a mountain in a tent. He might be able to play you some beats from the Vinnie Vincent Invasion. He can probably play you some beats from.
Didn't he drum with Cher?
Yeah, he might have. Yeah, he can give you beats from the Nelson beats.
Yeah, because you can't live without your love and affection, Wendell.
And he can give you some Lita Ford right up your old keister. And we're going to show you again that one that we were looking at earlier, just to kind of notice that it's not the first time that Bobby will have been Brokeback Mountain on the side of the mountain with somebody cuddling tight to keep him warm, because he was holding Dana pretty close here. He's got the hand around the waist, and maybe he likes blondies. Maybe that's why he likes Wendell and Dana. He likes the blondies. And this is obviously before Vicky made her full transition, but you should be able to tell that she was on her way by those boots. I think that's probably what I'm thinking there. I don't know how they weren't reading those signs back then, but they should have been. So that's old Bobo. So Bobo's another option that you could put Wendell with to bunk up. And now,
what? Hold on. It's understandable, but it's still kind of dumb. I got that confused, the Cher thing, because Bob Rock, the producer, produced Cher.
Oh, okay,
so
gotcha.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
their same name, Bobby, Bob. Yeah, I got you. I've had done that a million times. Now, Wendell could also bunk up with someone who looks more fit, and the CMS has some history with. At least Mr. Aiken does.
Give Wendell a shot of insulin, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and they can hang out, and they're both Steelers fans.
Yeah,
they're in love of the Steelers. So that's another option for Wendell. So we've got Bobby Rock. We've got Bret Michaels. We've got Vinnie Vincent. We've got Rudy Sarzo is our fourth option. Our fifth option is going to be the one that Bob Leather would choose for him, I'm sure. Man of Night Ranger, lead axe. He's getting ready to hit the pool. Wants you to know. Look at that. Look at the tan on this guy. Jeez. And Bob loves the fact that he's a ginger. So, which Bob's got some more input later in the show. We'll talk about that. But so, Wendell, you want to go poolside? Maybe drop your drawers. Try in the hot tub with Brad Gillis of Night Ranger. Wendell, would you be man enough to do that? We'll find out. And I think there was one more option. Wasn't there one more option?
You might change the name of the song to Wendell's Coming Out Tonight.
Well, I think those were the options we had. I don't think there was another option. So that's which do you think that Wendell would want to bunk up? Would he go Vicky Vincent, Brad Gillis, Bobby Rock, Brett Michaels, or Rudy Sarzo? Who would he choose?
Well,
Who would you choose for him?
well, here's the thing. So Rudy Sarzo doesn't have any pounds packed on him, so we know that's a big thing with Wendell. So that's a
Oh, there was one more option. I found him. He's right here. Would you not maybe want to give him the Sneaky Brown?
right. That is another option for Wendell.
Look at his outfit. He even has he has more bracelets than he has shirts. He's very proud of himself too. Like, I'm on the beach.
The beach on the beach.
Give me a brown guitar and a turd. I'm happy.
That's Reb on the beach.
He's a Birkenstock. He likes the brown Birkenstocks.
Yeah.
Not a surprise there. Brown Birkenstocks.
Here's the one grace I will grant Reb.
Okay.
He's at least in the proper situation where it's not weird to not have a fucking shirt on.
Yes. I mean, if you're not going to have a shirt, let it be at the beach when you're actually
the fucking right setting for it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Not just walking through some, outdoor museum like Bobby Rock, not just, well, I guess we'll give Rudy Sarzo he was backstage, right? He was hot after the gig, but posting the photo is still part of what always makes Bob Leathers.
I think that the context that's being missed is there's probably like an inner band conflict.
Mm-hmm.
And Rudy did it facetiously as a jab at Grossi, like, "Oh, really? Let's see you without a shirt on, you fat little."
That's true. That's true. That's true. And Grossi's so much younger, so you would think he'd be able to. All right. So so you got Rebel, you got Bobby Rock, you got Brett Michaels, you got Brad Gillis, you got Rudy Sarzo, or you got Vinnie Vincent. Who would you pick for the room?
You know. Rudy doesn't have any pounds on him, so we know that's a big factor with Wendell. But
well, real quick though, hold on.
I'm thinking,
man, me to you.
That's man to man, me to you.
I'm thinking that maybe if Wendell's going to go for it, Wendell's going to pick Brad Gillis because I think he's going to go traditionally gay and want a muscle guy.
And he would feel like Brad's a straight shooter. You
fly straight or you fly crooked. Because doing what you're doing with this, it's not flying straight.
Because that's the other thing I was going to say, too, that you have to understand is Brad Gillis is white. Rudy Sarzo's not a white guy, so that's going to disqualify him from Wendell.
Either way, it's going to be on the side of a mountain. It's going to be very, very gay. And they all better just come out of the closet if they're going to, because Don will expose them all, and he knows.
Because the truth always prevails, mate.
Always prevails. Thank you, Bobby B, for checking in. So I'm going to say my brother Wendell,
rock and rollers everywhere,
is going to want to saddle up with Reb. I'm going with Reb. He wants to get on the brown gravy train. And they want to,
You want to do a wrestle?
That's what they're going to do together on the beach. They're going to do a wrestle. Because I think that Wendell would make Reb feel like,
oh, go do this, king in the castle.
That's probably how he'd make Rebel feel. And Reb would like that, I think. So,
probably.
All right. So that's Who Would You Do, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to take a quick little break. We might even substitute in here one of our sponsors, possibly. I'll just throw a commercial in, and then we're going to come back out of a song break like my brother would do. So maybe Oh yeah, we're gonna play we have a request from a CMS legend, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll play that when we come right back. Thank you, Rebel, for joining us. So we will be right back with you here in just a second on the old wrap-up show.
Raise your horn.